It's Week 12 of the NFL, and all eyes are on Rashee Rice. No one's been busier this season as he currently paces the NFL in receptions. It's the Bisons and the Pioneers, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for joining us, football fans. Kate Scott, Brock Heward in the booth for this one. And Brock, any play could be a big play with the type of wide receivers we have here today.
It's gotten to the point where you simply can't cover, Kate, the elite receivers in the NFL today. You know they're going to get their looks early and often, and you just hope to contain them because you're exactly right. Any target they get has the chance to be a game-changing play.
Not a kicker or a punter here, Brock. It's safety Justin Reed to get this one going. And off we go from OKC. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And bringing them out, a fourth-year quarterback and capable dual-threat producer from Ohio State's Justin Fields.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of.
Completed over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And they're going to have a first down. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap to Fields. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Fields to throw. Has his man, it's Mixon. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. The Pioneers readying for the punt. And this will put an end to the drive after it's stalled out. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. And the punter earning some high fives on that one. They're going to down this kick at the 3. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. Bringing them out is a man who made his debut over a decade and tens of thousands of yards ago. It's Andy Dalton.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you reminded yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Dalton to throw. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
He'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 2nd and 3 now. First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he gets up for a gain of about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 41. Collins got it left side. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun handoff now to Eckler. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Make it a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. To throw, here's Dalton. Collins there to grab it. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down. They sure are moving in early, Brock. Here's a new set of downs at the opposing 43. Now Dalton. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Finds his man Rice. And he's in. Touchdown! The Bisons have a great first drive and get the game's first points. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bisons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Reed now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motion man right is Jefferson. 1st down throw for Fields. He'll get this to Jefferson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Justin Reed with the tackle. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he stopped. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Takes this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Bisons and Andy Dalton headed back onto the field. And he's been one who has wowed the league and made a lot of fantasy owners very happy, too. You can see he's leading all quarterbacks in passing here in November. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll start the drive with Eckler. This is ahead for about 5. Kenny Moore there to make the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Option play, here's a give to Eckler. And he's brought down after a short gain. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Staying with Eckler. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running with Eckler again. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. This time it's a passing play. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. They'll run here, following the penalty. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
And they don't allow a lane to form. Defense taking care of that play near the line. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. The rush gets home, and they stick him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn, ready for the field goal try. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. Everly's kick is good. It sails right through. A beautifully placed football.
You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This, our last play of the quarter. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And he manages to get back to the line, but no further, as we're at the end of 1. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 10-0 ball game. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. And we're back. Road offense out there and set. Let's get the 2nd quarter started. They start out 2nd and 10. Pass caught by Mixon. And this one does not go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Throw left side, complete. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 43. Jefferson brings it in on the slant. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives them the first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Fields throwing here. That's Jefferson. He's got it. And he's going to be down by contact, so now our attention turns to the flag on the play. And it's as we expected, partner. The call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Running it after the penalty. And he's tackled for a short gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Chased out to his right. Now he takes it. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First down from the red zone. Brought in left side by Jefferson. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Fields out of the gun. He brings it in. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Mixon is in. Touchdown. The Pioneers start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Pioneers cut it to a field goal game. Raleigh set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. It's Brandon Powell with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Dalton looking to throw. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Throwing from the gun. Austin's there to haul it in. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Dalton. Great work by the coverage downfield. Buys him enough time to catch him outside the pocket. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down. The Bisons sending out their punter. And this is the first time he's been called on today. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Pioneers are headed back out there now, led by Justin Fields. And you always got to watch him when you're down near the red zone. He is sitting second right now among all NFL quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. 1st and 10, a run to Mixon. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Fields on 1st down. That one finds Josh Downs. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. The tight end going in motion right. From the 47. Completed over the middle. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that'll be a 1st down. Another throw for Fields. Why not go back to it if it's worth complete? And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play, and they'll have 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Motion man right is Jefferson. Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more.
And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Pioneers take a 2nd quarter lead. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one right down the middle. And the Pioneers take a 4-point lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Bisons and Rashee Rice readying for a new series on offense. And as this season progresses, he's been a steady producer for this offense, leading the league in receptions to this point. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the give, here's Eckler. We'll have him gain about a handful there, giving that tackle to Kyle Van Noy. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute warning now from OKC. The Bisons pushing for a score before the break. From the 29. Catch made by Austin. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
1st and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. Throwing here, Dalton. Complete, it's Ingram. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Going for it, it's Eckler. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout, so that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. From the red zone now. Oh, he's out of time, and they drop him. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. They need some extra time to think over 3rd and long. We've got a timeout. Dalton. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. We've come to halftime. The Pioneers in unfriendly confines, but they've got the lead. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate.
Here's
and Brock.
McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he hasn't been a stranger to the end zone this season, no sir, including on their prior drive, Brock. A pretty important touchdown for him when you look at his season total. It's an option right that begins this drive. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down, ball at the 36. Eckler running dead ahead. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing a run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
They bring the pressure, down he goes! And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, man, they've had a heyday in the backfield.
Punt team on the field. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. He's got it. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Pioneers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And this is the type of game that's going to get people talking when people look at the numbers that he's posted running with it. A handoff for Mixon, running right. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, you call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Going to the ground again on first. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5. Mixon on the counter. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They bring their tight end left. Fields on 3rd. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
On now comes their punter. Torrey Taylor will kick this away. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And this will force them to start inside the 20. That punt heads out at about the 15-yard line. The Bisons and running back Austin Eckler headed back to the field. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give him a 1st down. Now the shotgun give to Eckler. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Rolling left, buying some time. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. To throw, here's Dalton. Buys time, rolling right. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. He has it at the 13. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The Pioneers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. First down throw for Fields. Short pass caught by his tight end. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap to Fields. He's got it over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Ball at the 33 for first down. They send a receiver in motion right. Off play action, it's Fields. To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Gets it to him on the screen. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Keeping it with Mixon. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up first down. On the ground again with Mixon. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Tackle made on the play by Dietrich Wise. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Hauled in by Downs. And they get this down to the 28. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Fields out of the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. Steps up and he's running with it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Now we stop. Looks like somebody was hurt on that play, and it's, oh no, it's a big one. Justin Fields getting looked at by the medical staff after that snap. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. A give to Mixon up the middle. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. They've got it with a lead, hoping to carry it across the finish line. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
First throw for the backup now. And the connection made in the end zone. Touchdown. The Pioneers now lead by 10. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Pioneers drive their lead to 11. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Austin. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. This offense ready to get going again now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And after all that, he still can't get rid of it. They get there and drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Another try following the sack. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Dalton now to throw. And after some relocating there, Brock, they track him down away from the pocket. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, this is one of those times and moments that even though it's been years and decades, I could still hear the great Mike Holmgren saying to me, after I tried to scramble as a QB that couldn't really run like our guy today, and he would say, "Oh, Brock, bless your heart. Oh, bless your heart." And really what he's saying is don't ever try that again.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Collects this at the 35. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The visitors and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they've placed upon him. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. A give. This is Mixon. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Brissett. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got first down from the 31. Brissett looking to throw. He'll get this to Jefferson. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, Brissett. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That's a pickup of 9. And that'll give him a first down. Now a give to Mixon. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Brissett. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Pioneers have likely locked up the win right there. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. Another drive coming up for this offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Ball at the 33 for first down. Dalton looking to throw. He's going to push one deep down the right. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Now Dalton. He's trying to go deep again. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up. Here's Dalton. On the move, headed right. And he'll get it up to the 44. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. Trying to throw here out of the gun. This one's to Rice out on the right side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing here, Dalton. This finds Austin, complete. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 3rd and just 2 to go. Dalton. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's out of bounds right at the 25-yard line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. Collins there to grab it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
To throw, here's Dalton. And he finds him in the end zone for the touchdown. The Bisons get it back to within 2 possessions. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Reed now to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 28. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Escapes the puck. And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. Punting unit out now. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Fields this clean at the 30. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Finding Collins. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Dalton to throw. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. They'll throw on 1st. He gets it complete. Here's Marshawn Lloyd. He does it. Touchdown. The Bisons now within 1 score in the 4th. Marshawn Lloyd with the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
He's throwing for it. Forced out to his right. And they get the 2-point conversion. He's in the lead, only a field goal now. Critical 2-point play there, Brock. The conversion puts them now in range of tying this sucker up with a field goal.
So different for everybody in the building, right? A 3-point game, and especially different for the kicker. He wasn't needed there, but get yourself ready. Your defense does the job. You may need a game-tying field goal at some point soon.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. The visitors and Justin Jefferson ready to go to work again offensively. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. We're set now on 1st and 10. He's on the move. He's running with it. A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. So after the 2-minute warning, another stoppage here. The defense is calling time. 1:55 to go. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. A give left side. Here's Mixon. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. And right away, we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Here's Mixon. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. The Pioneers readying for the punt. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So it'll be 2nd down. Here he is to throw. That's caught in stride by Rice. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line. And they got there in time. He's taken down. They've got to keep moving quick here. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Hey, after that stop, Kate, they can start to celebrate. Well, kind of. They still got to finish this game. And my favorite formation in football, that victory formation. Get into it, secure the football, and you'll secure this victory.
Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And the sting of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Pioneers are winners as we bid you farewell from Oklahoma City.